All right, welcome everyone. Today it's a bit more of a nice little snuggly feel. We're less people, but it's very nice. I'm happy I can speak to you personally now. I would like to know all of your names. What's your name?
Tristan.
Tristan.
Edwina.
Edwina, of course.
Shungda.
Shungda. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Shungda.
Shungda.
Shungda, Tristan, Edwina.
Vina.
Vina. All right, Vina, Edwina. Very good. Awesome. And who do we have there?
I'm Caroline.
Caroline.
And I'm here as a reporter. I'm going to be writing about you.
Wow. So watch your behavior.
But I promise. I promise.
Awesome. Well, short introduction for the new ones amongst you. Pitchy is a company that we started, I think now 5 months ago, and it rolled out of Funky. Funky is an animation company, and we make videos that within 60 to 75 seconds explain what a product or a company does. Why did we do this? Well, after 450 videos, I think now more than 500 that we made, we discovered that we kind of started understanding how to collect and summarize a lot of information and put it into 60 seconds that is very clear to understand, which is pretty much what you do in an elevator pitch. But most of all, we don't really focus on presentation techniques here. Today, it's mostly about writing a good story, because that's what we do when we make an animated explanation. There's a whole bunch of techniques and things that I will explain to you right now. But first, just to give you a little bit of context, keep that word in mind, context, going to be relevant for later. My dear friend Bart here is going to show you a video that, one of our animated explanations, just to give you an idea of where we're coming from. And this is about a logistics company.
Alright, so you're a big multinational company and you need someone to move your stuff around Europe. Unfortunately, large logistics firms are becoming harder to work with. They will mostly offer you a choice out of their thousands of standardized products. You're often forced to work with their logistics systems, and even the smallest request, like placing a warehouse closer to you, will need to be discussed in every department until, guess what? They move you to another standardized warehouse 100 kilometers away from your company. So what if you simply want more custom service? Boom! This is EBricks. We are a logistics company from the UK with 151 people, and we move stuff around Europe. You get one contact person which will help you personally. We have our own IT team that is dedicated to making our logistics systems work with yours. And if new investments, like getting a new warehouse close to you, are essential, you can even call our directors, Arvin and Tuan, and they will take care of it. Finally, with Flexbox, we fixate custom-sized boxes directly to pallets. So preparing your box becomes a matter of seconds. And that's nice. EBricks, a small logistics company with big custom solutions.
All right. Thank you. And then there's one more video that I would like to show you. This is mostly relevant for the people that have been here also before. Our very dear art director in Germany has created an awesome video of just to give an impression of what these evenings are generally like, which we're very proud of, and of course, who better to share it with than the people that come here very often. So I would like to show you and introduce you the new Pitchy video.
access that?
Sorry?
Can we access that?
We're going to post it very soon on the meetup group. So we're very proud of this. This is just a bit of a summary of what we've been doing, and for those that are new, just what you saw right here is pretty much what's going to happen tonight, maybe with less pizzas because we're just slightly less people. So the stacks won't be as high and cool, but for now we're going to have to manage with a couple and very, very attentively look at those. So what I'm here for today is about storytelling and how to tell a story about your product or your company. So what you're going to be doing tonight is not giving an amazing presentation like Steve Jobs. There's many other people that are amazing for that. But it's here just to teach you what are tricks and what are things you need to do. Oh, I'm seeing that. I forgot Spotlight here. There. Now you can see me better. And what are things to do to make for a very clear story about what you do? Because we find that the people that often come here, or our clients, are having a very tough time explaining something to other people about their product. So a bit of the program. Tonight we're going to be looking at some pointers. Afterwards we're going to have some questions and answers. And then you guys are going to be writing your own scripts for your product or your company. It's going to be around 150 words. There is pieces of papers on the table with a structure that you can adhere to write your story. I advise you to start by writing your structure. I will get back on that later. You will have your first script, and then finally spend some time on tweaking. And let's try to keep it to an hour and not cheat until we have like 3 hours. So let's try to stick to our timing. And then finally you're going to pitch like a boss. We're going to record it, send it to you. We're not going to put it public on YouTube and humiliate you against on the entire world. If you do well, then of course we're never going to humiliate you. And we're going to send that to you via email or via Meetup. All right, so who does not know Coca-Cola here? Right, that's almost a stupid question. But one thing Coca-Cola did a long time ago is that their advertisements looked like this. It said syrup and extract. Why did they do that? Does anyone have an idea why they started like this?
People were more familiar with those terms in those days.
Yes? Anyone else?
That's all it was.
That's all it was?
No one knew why it was, so they had to explain what they were.
Exactly. There was no context. This product, like Coca-Cola, was actually in a time where refreshing drinks, or how do you call them, sodas, were not so popular. So all these fancy sugary drinks did not even exist yet. So this is the part where many companies are living in that no one knows you yet. So before you start talking open happiness and all these beautiful, amazing slogans, even Coca-Cola, biggest and simplest product in the world, started out as syrup and extract. The same happened to granola. Granola, a healthful food, thoroughly cooked, partially digested. Very descriptional. Very, very descriptional. Why? Nobody knew about them. What do you see now? 4 grains and 1 cereal. A lot more image. Way less description. Why? Context. People understood the product, they knew what it was for, they knew what it did, and you just need a whole bunch of less information. Now you just get some fat, now they just give you more sales info. 99.9% free, yeah right. A source of fiber, great, use it a lot, eat it every day. Low in sugar. Same here, another example, McDonald's. Posters used to have context. They used to have to explain you everything. Right, McDonald's is this place where you go to this like fast food restaurants. Hamburgers, remember? And they're very big again, hamburgers. Now mostly you see, I'm loving it. And yes, hamburgers, but you don't have to tell anymore that McDonald's is the place where you go to this drive-in and you can get food fast and all that stuff. That's not necessary anymore. So I want to take you through just an idea of what happens to a product or a company and where many mistakes get made as a startup when you're just starting with your new product. Now, let's see that this is evolution over time. Right? This is the evolution that a company goes through. They go from small, insignificant, no one knows me, syrup and extract. Over time, they go to open happiness. Now, what's the biggest difference? That here, they needed to explain who they were. Here, they just need to remind you, hello, we still exist. Hi, Coca-Cola, whatever, open happiness, right? And what's the nice thing? If you're the first one to introduce a product, you have to explain it. Because no one understands the industry, no one understands the branch, no one understands the product, and most of all, they've never heard about you. They don't even know who you are and what you do. So in a place where there is no context, there is a need for explanation. There is a need for more words. Or there's a need for words that everyone can understand, that are very descriptional. So of course, what did these smart guys of Pepsi do? They said, oh, thank you Coca-Cola for explaining a soda drink. And the easiest thing for Pepsi to do to step into the market is, yeah, we're like Coca-Cola, but then tasting better. Context. Everyone knew what Coca-Cola was. They just said, well, yeah, you know, like something like Coca-Cola, better. Makes it very easy. Why was it so easy? Because the product was known, the industry was known, and the company was known, and they just had to say, oh, we're like Coca-Cola. Now here's a couple of mistakes that happen. There's two kinds of companies that go through the escalation to bullshit. What happens? There's the startup escalation and the corporate escalation. Now, let's start with the startup escalation. What would you say I am if I tell you that I am a scalable architectural cloud consultant? Because this is what startups do. They are so deep into their innovation, their newest product, something that no one has ever heard about, that they only use these words to define themselves. They use the words that they use to talk to their colleagues, that understand the context. They understand the industry, they understand the company, they understand the product so well that with just these words, any of your colleagues is going to understand what you're talking about. But why do we still use these same words to explain to our customers what we do? That's a big mistake. They are never going to understand what the hell you are. They've never heard of you. Again, a need for description, a need for explanation. Corporations. Now you've seen what Coca-Cola does. And yes, they are actually a more simple example. But companies can still suffer from the escalation to bullshit, especially large corporations. Let's look at large corporations. Who knows? If you know the company, don't say it. It's my favorite example, I'm sorry. Performance delivered. Hi, I'm company X and I'm performance delivered. If you don't know it, I would like to hear suggestions. What do you think performance delivered, what does it stand for? What company is it?
SAP. SAP.
FedEx.
FedEx?
UPC?
UPC? It could be any large corporation, pretty much. Well, I always think that it's the best kind of slogan for a hooker company. Performance delivered. But unfortunately, it's the slogan of Accenture, large IT consultant. Now think, if you use this slogan worldwide, and you're using it on people that have never heard about Accenture, and you're still saying, hi, we are performance delivered. Wasn't it better if they would have put on their site, if they just introduced it, if they just said, we are IT consultants? The slogan is the magical sentence of 3 words that summarizes what you do to the people that understand your company. So to people that understand your company, or like, for people that are clients of Accenture, performance delivers makes sense. because they know the company, they know the industry, they probably use their services a whole bunch of times, and they've had enough proof that these guys, wow, they really work through the night to deliver. Okay, I get it, performance delivered. But some random dude in China that has never heard about Accenture, and you're going to be giving a whole presentation saying, yeah, we are a valuable partner, performance deliver, that's what we do. They're like, whoa, 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 wait, dude, what do you do? Oh, right, we're IT consultants. Ah, right. So here's what we're doing. Here's something that I like to call the hand cam effect. What happens? Completely you lose your story. If I would put a camera on you right now, and I would tell you, hey, tell me about your product, you're just going to forget about the story behind it, which is generally what helps people put things into a clear context. I will tell you more about that later. But mainly what happens when you put a camera on someone's face is they're just going to list a whole bunch of features of the product. Let's say an example. Let's say we're talking about Google Docs. I say, oh, nice. So what do you do? Well, we have like this platform where you can work together, and it's very scalable. It's quite flexible. This is the IT guy behind Google Docs. It's very flexible. Yeah, it's corporation ready. But I totally missed out on a story here. So wait. Why do I need you in the first place? Why do I need this product? And through the why question, we can give people enough context to understand what the product does. And the third typical mistake is, of course, using buzzwords. I've already told you about this. My favorite ones are, yeah, we are dynamic, we are transparent solutions, we deliver value, we're flexible, and yeah, then typically this is the reaction you get, like, huh? Wait, what? So here are a couple of things I would like to walk you through. The numbering is not correct. But here's a couple of things I would like to walk you through to overcome this. To have a story. To structure it in such a way that anyone can understand it with words that everyone can relate to. So this is not rocket science. But this is, if we're talking about starting from naming features of your product, this is generally where it goes wrong, in the situation. So any structure of a company goes from situation to, every structure of a good story goes from a situation, a couple of complications, you have a question where you clearly name out your problem, and then you have the answer, explanation, some benefits, and a tagline. Now if we take Google Docs as an example, let me see if I have that. Yes. If we take Google Docs as an example, what's very important in the situation and the complications is to look for things that are recognizable. And the reason that at Funky we use a lot of humor is that we think it's a very important tool for recognizability. So people can recognize the situation, why this product in the first place is so important. So one of the things that we love to look for is frustrations. Ah! Damn it! Let's look at Google Docs. What are typical frustrations of Google Docs? What are your favorite frustrations? Why do I need Google Docs? Think of the time where Google Docs did not exist yet. Does everyone know Google Docs, by the way?
No.
I was assuming. I was totally assuming. Okay.
I was gonna call myself.
That really helps me. No, I'm assuming that Google Docs is like one of the most amazing products on earth.
That's the problem.
I am going to blow your minds right now. I am going to blow your mind. Let's look for frustrations in making a document. The situation is you and your colleagues want to make a document together. Oh, great. Group projects. Awesome. Does that ring a bell with anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Alright, I don't even have to say anything else. Alright. Does this ring a bell? If I just put like the title there, and it's like, wait, where the hell? It's supposed to be in my email, it's not there! Yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Frustrating? Does anyone experience these frustrations? Very good. I love frustrations. So, I don't even have to tell you yet what Google Docs is, but just by giving you these frustrations that you so much recognize, I can put the features of this product so much more into a highlight. Crystal clear. What is Google Docs? It's simply a website where you can make a document together with your colleagues. And while you're writing, you can see other people writing, and you can see who wrote what. You can put comments like this, you can just put them in a discussion on the side. You're never going to have this problem anymore because your document is always in one place on a website.
The cloud.
It's in the cloud, like all these beautiful editions love to call it. I just see it as a website where you log in and the document is there.
Is this going to take over SharePoint? 'Cause a lot of corporates use SharePoint and it's the same kind of concept.
Yeah, probably for privacy reasons. This is mostly used by students to make documents together, you know, and it's like Gmail, you know, corporations will never start using Gmail. I mean, smaller ones like us, yes, we use Gmail because, yeah, I mean, we're small. We cannot afford large things yet. And this is also not going to be a problem. So what is the problem? Making documents together this way sucks! It really sucks! That's why you should switch to Google Docs. They should pay me a fee if all of you subscribe to Google Docs right now. So, I think the most important thing in telling a story, even if it's about the most boring product on earth, there is always frustrations to be found, and those frustrations are quintessential to make a point. To say, why do you need this product? Because by the time that you have everyone laughing, saying, yeah, you know this? Yeah, it sucks. I know. You know that? Yeah, it sucks. You know? Yeah. Oh my God. They're all going to be waiting for you to say, please, I want the product already. I don't even know what it is yet. Avoiding buzzwords. Now, of course, I made the grave mistake of not asking you guys who's aware of what Google Docs is. Terrible mistake. Why? Because I should always be aware who I'm talking to. This is basic marketing. Who is your target audience? Very, very simple. But here, I'm mostly looking at level of knowledge about the product. If I'm a colleague, if I'm working for the Google Docs team, which by now you know is a website where we can make documents together, I will call it a collaboration technology. If I'm an expert, I can call it a document platform. If I'm a technology expert, I might still get it if you call it a document platform. But if I'm talking to my mother or my friends, I will probably be using a website to make documents together. Because even without any image or any amazing animated explanation, there's probably a chance that they will get what you're talking about. And this is something that you should put every script that you write, always make this division. Who am I talking to? And what does that do to the language I use? Because it could, I mean, we don't always have to be talking like, so dude and stuff and awesome, of course, yeah, you know. That's something we can, like, I always prefer this way of talking, because that's the one that is most understandable to the largest group of people. So if you're talking at this level, these guys will also get it. But what sometimes companies do is they come to us with these words, and we're like, wait, dude, you totally lost me already. I'm this guy. I have no clue what you're talking about. So let's put your terminology down a bit. And one very important thing, which is generally what happens when either large companies, what you see in advertising nowadays, that's when companies have grown so big that they're almost talking to you as if you're stupid on TV, that they start drawing conclusions for you, right? So they're so proud of their product, and that's the danger of branding, that you're kind of liking yourself a little too much. The new Mercedes-Benz, the amazing new 4-wheel drive, yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson.
He should pay you too.
I don't know. These are companies that love themselves. Oh my god. But I see this mistake being made all the time on every website, even of the smallest companies. But this often happens in industries that are so known that you think that to differentiate yourself, you have to start using prettier words. But think, why should you be doing that? Generally, it's your actions that are supposed to differentiate you. It's much more powerful when, like, instead of being the average TV commercial that says, we are a very smart logistics company. We are awesome. I mean, I do it all the time. But instead of doing that, especially if you're a new company, you have the power of innovation behind you. You're the first one to do this. You don't need these words like, I'm innovative. Why? Because you just have to show what you do, and people will be like, wait, this doesn't exist yet. This is, instead of saying we are really good, we are great problem solvers, this is like the average catchphrase for every IT or every consultancy company, we are very smart. We are very good problem solvers. We think of only smart technologies. Yeah, right. Which IT consultant is going to be, no, sorry, yeah, we only think of very stupid solutions. So why do you need to say it all the time? It's much more powerful if through your story and the examples you use and the DNA of your company leads the conclusion to the customer of saying, let's say, this is what we do with Google Docs, where you just name the features, you can finally edit documents together, you can finally have one place to look for all your documents, and I don't need to say that I'm flexible, amazing, whatever. The conclusion is left up to the customer. In this case, I'm going to say, wow, that is really smart, flexible, transparent. Thank you, Google. Hopefully, like every customer is going to be like that. So I will go back now to the first video that I showed you. I don't know if you remember it a little bit, but they came to me with exactly that briefing. They came to me with a briefing saying, so we've done our homework, we're quite sure this is what we want to be in the video. There you go. And the briefing document, do I have it in my, I would love to read it to you because it just makes me roll over the floor every time.
Is that good?
Ja, het is probably in my bag.
Optimalisatie.
Nee, ja, die zit in mijn tas.
Ja, dat is klant.
I will give you like a little, because I carry it with me every day.
Remind yourself.
Just to remind myself that I love this. I mean,
Do you share all your client conversations with everybody else?
they know. They know. They know, and also there's a story behind it I will tell you just in a second. I think it was. Yes, that's it. All right, so this is a logistics company. I will read it to you in a dramatic way. EBricks originated as a transport company. Over time, it is increasingly focused on alleviating its customer transport concerns by providing customized solutions and logistics services. Extensive experience has made EBricks Business Solutions and her business units to a modern logistics service provider that directs and manages all your logistics processes. We are always ready to help our customers, even when things are difficult. Trust is the basis of our cooperation. Our strengths? EBricks treats customers as long-term business partners. EBricks constantly provides innovative logistics solutions with the highest quality standards. Oh, between brackets, improvement. EBricks believes in a flat management and short internal communication lines to make fast decisions possible. The customer is leading, EBricks listens to the customer, advise, act with passion and builds together logistics architecture, between brackets, engagement. EBricks acts according to the highest ethical standards with transparent process, between brackets, responsibility. Now, I have never heard of EBricks. What am I supposed to do with this?
I remember the name. I don't remember what you said. I remember the name.